What is up, guys? It's Michael Mattiazzi again here with another video for you today. On today's topic, I wanted to talk about journaling. Now, the reason why I chose journaling is because this is something I started in my life extremely recently after reading Robin Sharma's The 5 a.m. Club. I personally feel like it's highly underrated. Maybe that's just me because I actually never gave it a try or took a kick at the can until I read about it. But I noticed once I started doing it in October 2019 is when I initially started, I started to notice tremendous benefits. So in this video, I'm gonna give you 5 tips that you can apply to journaling. I'm going to show you how you can journal, why you should journal, and I'm gonna show you a few examples of how I do it every day myself. Tip number 1. Planning and closing your day. In the morning, when I'm journaling, I will do the following. I'll write about fun things and maybe leisure activities that I'm looking forward to within the day. Examples include going to a party with my friends, going to a nice restaurant with my family, seeing an old friend I haven't seen in a while, maybe sitting down and relaxing and playing a bunch of video games, whatever suits you. I find writing what it is you're going to do in the day that is fun and exciting early in the morning makes you look so forward to just taking on the day. So for this, I think it's a good habit to do while journaling. After I do that in the morning, I will also write ways that I can be productive during the day. I'll write things that I want to accomplish, make a little to-do list, setting out just a few goals that I want to do within the day. Those include things like cleaning my bedroom, doing some laundry, writing another YouTube script. If it's a work day, since I'm a personal trainer, maybe I'll write out what I plan to do for a warm-up for one of my workout groups, what I actually plan to do within the workout for certain students, and this just helps me methodically plan out with more ease. Now, doing this helps you track what it is you need to do within the day and how much time you should allocate to each thing. All this helps you estimate and track how much time it is you have to do everything. Now, this is really important. Do not overwhelm yourself. If you feel like you've written down too many things that you have to accomplish within the day, just drop some of the things that aren't as important, as when you journal, you don't want to overwhelm yourself. You want to de-stress, if anything. At nighttime, write down all the things that went well in your day. This can really pay off dividends when you have a bad day, and it's sometimes hard to see the positivity through all the negativity that happened. I also recommend writing down things that you want to cover within the following day that are on your mind, that you just don't have the energy and time to necessarily cover at night. This way you drop the thought and you don't have to worry about it while you're laying there in bed trying to sleep. You can just sleep with ease. And of course, take on the task with full energy the next day. Tip number 2. Write down what is causing you stress, anxiety, and tension. Analogy. When you pick up a heavy box and you're holding the heavy box for a certain amount of time, we all know your muscles get fatigued, they get tired. You want to put the box down, you just want to drop it on the floor ASAP. So my analogy for journaling is think of your mind as the muscles, the anxiety, the tension, all that stress is the box, and your mind is just exhausted holding on to this box all day. So your journal is the floor where you can actually put the box down, relieving your mind of all that stress, helping it to relax. I promise you that this is such an awesome de-stressing technique. I didn't even believe it until I actually tried it. So when you're writing down a negative thought in the day or at the nighttime, it just helps you to just take it off your mind, and that way you're not carrying it around with you while you're taking on your day. When you're at the office, you just can think about other things, and maybe while you're trying to sleep, your mind is able to drop the thought and just focus on trying to sleep. I think Matt Mullenweg said it best: when you can write well, you can think well. Tip number 3. Practicing gratitude. 2 doctors, one from the University of California and another one from the University of Miami, conducted a study. In this study, they had 3 different groups. The first group of people wrote about things that they were grateful for during the week. The second group wrote about negative, irritating, and depressing thoughts, while the third group wrote about events occurring in their life, but they didn't necessarily specify if it was negative or positive. After 10 weeks of this study, they found that those writing thoughts of gratitude, not only were they more optimistic, but they felt a lot better on the outlook of their life. Another interesting bonus fact, they paid fewer trips to their physicians. find gratitude is very great to practice in the morning. It just primes your day to be amazing. It has also been proven that practicing gratitude at night will carry on into the following morning, and you will wake up feeling more happy and positive. In the book Tools for Titans by Tim Ferriss, he recommends choosing different categories when you're writing gratitude in your journal, just to ensure that you're thinking critically and not writing about the exact same thing every day. It's important to think critically and write down something different every time, so that way you can actually dive into deep for why you're grateful for something. Tim Ferriss's 4 categories are: old relationships that you value and helped you, an opportunity that you have today, whether maybe it is texting your parents for advice, or an amazing job that you have that you didn't have 5 years ago, something great that happened to you, whether it's today or yesterday. And lastly, something simple. For me, for example, I am grateful for this iPad because it's allowing me to record this video to present to you guys. I would recommend to choose 3 things to be grateful for, both in the morning and at night when you're doing your journaling. I promise you, you're gonna see massive benefits. Tip number 4, writing affirmations and quotes. Successful people do this all of the time. They find ways to tap into their subconsciousness, to improve their mindsets, to make them more positive, and honestly, it really works. If you write, I, Michael Mattiazzi, am going to be very successful, it can help lower the stress of my negative beliefs that are inside my mind that are limiting me from achieving certain goals that I may have. Scott Adams, the creator of the Gilbert comic, said that he took a course in hypnosis and was convinced by someone that he met in the course to try affirmations, to write down something 15 times every day. And so he wrote, I, Scott Adams, will become a famous cartoonist. Sure enough, the Gilbert comic is known everywhere around the world. At a later period in his life, he was having issues with his voice. He wasn't able to really speak. And so he would write down, I, Scott Adams, will speak perfectly. And he was able to regain his speaking ability again. Third situation in his life, without even having written a book before, he would write, I, Scott Adams, am going to become a best-selling author. Sure enough, his book, The Gilbert Principle, became a #1 best-selling book. Coincidence? Scott Adams claims that there's a lot going on in our minds, and doing affirmations just helps filter out all the nonsense that's going on in our heads that we don't need to worry about. We only need to focus on what it is we want to achieve. This is something that I do. You don't necessarily have to do it yourself. I just like to do it. But at the top of each page, after I do 2 journal entries, I'll write like an interesting quote that I come across. And oftentimes it's not even a quote, it's just a life lesson that I learned going on day by day. And I just wrote it down so I can remember it and look back at it at a later date. So what I've wrote down here is, the opposite of distraction is attraction. I think that was an affirmation used in a meditation that I was doing with Jay Shetty. It's not about how smart you are, it's about how are you smart. Jim Quick. I heard this one in a podcast. A good night's sleep carries on to create a good day's routine. I wrote this after I felt like I wasn't sleeping enough, and one day I slept like 8 hours, 9 hours, got a perfect night's sleep, and the day was amazing. Here's a good one from Robin Sharma. When you are born, you cry, everyone rejoices. When you die, everyone cries, and you rejoice. That one hit me hard. Tip number 5, honestly, just keep it simple. Don't overthink it, and be creative. Because journaling, among other things, is really meant to inspire creativity, help you remember things, and to just use your mind. When you're journaling, I would recommend just starting by writing the date at the top, and you don't have to even write more than half a page. You don't even need a journal, you can just do it on a piece of paper. Write for about 10 to 15 minutes, see how much it is you're able to accomplish, and just keep doing it for a few days and you'll start to notice results, I promise. You can even have a small miniature-sized notebook that you want to carry around with you to help write thoughts that you're pondering about, so that way you don't forget about them and you can come back to them later when you actually have time. And most importantly, you're getting to know yourself as you're doing this. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching. There you have it. Those are my 5 tips on how to journal, as well as why I think it's really important to journal and how I do it every day. Please comment below on ways that you journal that you think I should be incorporating into my journaling exercises. that will help really benefit me. I'd love to know. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and please share it with a friend that you think would benefit from it. For more inspirational, uplifting, and motivational content, please hit on the subscribe button below and click on the bell notification to get notified when I post more videos. Thanks a lot, guys. That's all for today. Get journaling, start recording some stuff, and let me know how it's going. Take care.